Jaren's voice crackled over the comm one final time. Extraction point in 5 minutes. Move fast, no mistakes. The team ran through the corridors carrying the freed prisoners. Explosions rocked the facility as Zorathian reinforcements tried to block their escape. Liara kept moving, her focus sharp, her determination unwavering. She realized that leadership was not just about giving orders, it was about guiding others through fear and uncertainty. Finally, they reached the extraction point. Dropships descended and everyone boarded quickly. The Zorathian pursuit fired at them, but Jaren had calculated their escape route perfectly. The ships jumped to hyperspace, leaving the enemy fleet behind. Once aboard the Valor, Liara sat quietly, exhausted but exhilarated. She looked around at the rescued captives, their eyes full of gratitude and awe. She felt the weight of responsibility settle on her shoulders, but it was not crushing. It was empowering. Jaren approached, placing a hand on her shoulder. You did well. You inspired your team and you saved lives. That is what makes a leader. Liara looked up at him, determination shining in her eyes. This is only the beginning. We will keep fighting, keep rescuing, and keep inspiring hope. We cannot stop, Jaren smiled. Exactly. The Zorathians will not give up easily. But neither will we. Humans fight with courage and unity, and now you do too. Together, we are stronger than they ever imagined. As the Valor sailed through hyperspace, Liara gazed at the stars outside the viewport. She thought of her homeworld, of the people who depended on her, and of the humans who had become her allies. Every mission, every battle, and every decision would shape the future. She realized that the war was not just about defeating the Zorathians. It was about proving that courage, unity, and determination, qualities that humans embodied, could ignite hope across the galaxy. And in that moment, Liara understood her purpose. She would not only survive the war, she would lead, inspire, and change the course of history. The first strike had succeeded, but the galaxy was vast, and the challenges ahead were greater. Yet for the first time, Liara felt the spark of victory, small, fragile, but real. And with Jaren and the humans by her side, she knew that the light of hope would never fade. The Valor moved swiftly through hyperspace toward the heart of Zorathian-occupied territory. Captain Jaren Hale stood at the command deck, eyes sharp, mind calculating every possibility. Beside him, Liara gazed at the stars, her heart filled with determination. This mission was unlike any before. It was not just about rescuing people or striking supply lines. This was a direct attack on the enemy's stronghold. Success could change the balance of the war. Failure was not an option. Jaren spoke softly, as if reminding himself as much as Liara. This is what we've trained for. Humans fight with courage, strategy, and unity. You've learned well, Liara. Now we put it all into action. Liara nodded, her blue eyes reflecting the holographic map of the Zorathian command center. We will not fail. My people, the humans, everyone we protect, they are counting on us. We will fight together. The plan was bold. Multiple strike teams would simultaneously attack the stronghold, creating chaos and confusion among the Zorathian forces. Liara's team would infiltrate from the ground, aiming to disable the central command systems, while other teams engaged enemy fleets in orbit. As dropships descended through the atmosphere, alarms echoed across the stronghold. Zorathian sentries scrambled, but Jaren had anticipated their every move. Move quickly and quietly, he instructed over the comms. Trust your training and each other. Liara led her team through the twisting corridors of the alien fortress. Each step was careful but confident. Though the walls were unfamiliar and the corridors alien, Liara felt no fear. She had trained for this moment. Every lesson from Jaren, every drill, every strategy now mattered. They reached the command center, a massive chamber filled with glowing consoles and alien symbols. Liara moved to the main console, her hand steady as she inserted a device designed to disable communications and defenses. Sparks flew and alarms roared, but the system began to shut down. Meanwhile, in orbit, human pilots engaged Zorathian fleets. Blaster fire streaked across space. Engines glowed red under attack and explosions lit the darkness. Humans moved with precision, protecting each other and striking strategically. Their courage and unity were unmatched, and their actions inspired Liara even from below. Suddenly, reinforcements arrived for the Zorathians. Liara's team was surrounded, outnumbered, but she did not hesitate. Hold your ground. Focus, we can do this, she shouted, Her team fired back, moving as one. Liara's leadership inspired them. Each soldier acted with purpose, knowing they were part of something greater than themselves. Despite the chaos, they disabled key systems and cleared a path for extraction. Above, Jaren coordinated the orbital attack, his mind racing with calculations. All teams converge on the central point. We cannot let them regroup. The combined forces of humans and Liara's team overwhelmed the Zorathians. One by one, enemy fighters fell, supply lines crumbled, and the stronghold's defenses collapsed. The battle was fierce, but the strategy and unity of humans and Liara's courage turned the tide. Finally, Liara stood on the bridge of the command center, looking out at the sky above her homeworld. The Zorathian forces were retreating. Communications across the galaxy buzzed with news of human and ally victories. Hope, once fragile, now burned bright. Jaren appeared at her side, placing a hand on her shoulder. You did it, Liara. You led, inspired, and fought. Your people and the galaxy will remember this day. Liara's eyes glistened with emotion. It was not just me. Humans, allies, every life we saved, they all did this together. I only showed the way. Jaren smiled. And that is what makes a true leader. Courage, wisdom, and humility. Humans and you, together we are unstoppable. As the sun rose over Illyria, the first light reflecting off the stars, Liara looked at her people. They were emerging from hiding, their eyes filled with hope and determination. The Zorathians had been defeated in this region, but more challenges awaited. Yet for the first time, Liara felt confident that they could face anything. She turned to Jaren. We will rebuild. We will protect our worlds. And together we will ensure peace in the galaxy. Jaren nodded. Humans have always faced impossible odds. With courage, unity, and determination, we survive. And now with allies like you, we thrive. The Valor lifted off, carrying Liara and Jaren to the next mission, their hearts filled with hope. The galaxy was vast and the war was not yet over. But one thing was certain. Humans, guided by courage and unity, could rise against any darkness. And with Liara leading her people alongside them, a new era of hope had begun, the story of a human soldier and an alien princess. Once from different worlds had become the story of a galaxy united by bravery, intelligence, and the unyielding spirit of life itself. And so, under the endless stars, the war continued, but now, the galaxy had something even the Zorathians could not defeat. Hope. Tends both your world and mine, and I need your help. Aaron's heart quickened. Threats were not new to him, but working with an alien species on a problem of this scale, it was something he had never imagined. And yet he felt ready. Humans had always faced impossible odds and often won. Night fell, and the team set up camp on a plateau overlooking Illyria 9's shimmering oceans. Around the fire, Aaron asked Lyra about the shared dreams. You entered my world too, in your own way, Lyra said. Humans dream, yes, but your dreams carry something unusual. Determination, courage, and a spark of curiosity. That is why I remember you. Aaron stared into the fire, feeling a warmth he had not felt in years. It was not just the flames, it was a sense of purpose. Humans were more than explorers or fighters. They were thinkers, innovators, and survivors. That spark, he realized, could make a difference in the galaxy. Lyra placed a hand near the fire, her eyes reflecting the dancing flames. Tomorrow we will need to move closer to the energy source. It will be dangerous. But I have faith in you, Aaron Vale. You will show the Guardians what humans are capable of. Aaron nodded, feeling both the weight of responsibility and the thrill of adventure. Illyria 9 was a test, but humans had always thrived under challenges. As he lay in his sleeping pod that night, Aaron thought of the fragments of dreams that had haunted him for years. The girl with blue skin, the distant stars, the strange sense of connection. It was all coming together now. And deep down, he understood one truth. No matter what dangers lay ahead, humans would survive. Humans would adapt, and humans would rise to meet the impossible. The next morning, Illyria 9's twin suns rose slowly, casting long, purple shadows across the crystal forest. Captain Aaron Vale led his team cautiously toward the source of the strange energy Lyra had sensed. The ground beneath their boots pulsed faintly, almost like the heartbeat of the planet itself. Lyra walked beside him, moving with effortless grace, her eyes scanning the forest for danger. We are close, she said softly. but what you will see is unlike anything humans have faced. Aaron tightened his grip on his exploration staff. Humans had encountered hostile wildlife and rogue machines before, but there was something different about Illyria 9. The energy here was alive, intelligent and dangerous. Suddenly, a loud vibration shook the ground. Trees trembled and the glowing leaves rattled like chimes in a storm. From the shadows, figures emerged, tall, armored aliens with glimmering weapons. Their eyes were cold and calculating, and their movements were precise, as if every step was part of a carefully planned attack. "They are the Erythians," Lyra said in a low voice. "A faction in conflict with my people. They seek to exploit this planet and use humans for their experiments." Aaron felt his pulse quicken. He had faced enemies before, but these creatures were organized, advanced, and clearly underestimated the humans standing before them. "Stay calm," he ordered his team. "We've faced worse. Remember, humans are clever. We adapt. We survive." The Erythians advanced, but Aaron noticed something. Their confidence made them predictable. Using hand signals, he directed his team to split and flank. The humans moved quickly, using the alien terrain to their advantage, ducking behind crystal trees and using shadows to remain unseen. Lyra watched with admiration. "Your instincts. Humans are remarkable. You think, plan, and adapt in ways even my species struggles with." Aaron nodded, focusing on the task at hand. The Erythians were well armed, but they did not expect ingenuity. Using improvised traps, fallen crystal shards, and energy nets crafted from their equipment, the humans slowed the enemy advance. During the skirmish, Aaron noticed a pattern in the Erythians' movements. They were relying on a central device buried deep in the forest. If the humans could reach it, they could disable the enemy's advantage. "Lyra, we need to move to that device," Aaron said, pointing toward a clearing where the energy pulses were strongest. She nodded. "Follow me. I know the safest path." As they approached, strange creatures, guardians of the planet, emerged. Unlike the Erythians, they did not attack. Instead, they tested the humans, circling and observing. Aaron remembered Lyra's words about courage and wisdom. He stepped forward, showing no fear, and the guardians stepped aside, allowing the humans to pass. The clearing was breathtaking. A massive structure rose from the ground, covered in glowing lines that pulsed with energy. Aaron realized this was the source of the Erythians' power on Illyria 9. The device seemed alive, responding to thought and presence. Lyra touched the edge of the structure. "It amplifies energy, but it cannot read the human mind as easily as it reads my people." "That is your advantage," Aaron's mind raced. Humans had always used what others overlooked: creativity, unpredictability, and courage. He instructed the team to disable the device using their combined skills. Some distracted the Erythians, others dismantled energy conduits, and Aaron himself improvised a way to redirect power into the ground, overloading the device. A loud explosion shook the clearing. Light and sound erupted, but the humans were prepared. They took cover behind natural crystal formations, emerging unharmed. The Erythians were thrown into confusion, their organized attack collapsing as their central device failed. Lyra smiled at Aaron. "See, you humans are more than just physical strength. You think, adapt, and endure. That is why your species is extraordinary." Aaron looked at his team, proud. Every member had contributed, showing ingenuity, courage, and teamwork. Humans may not have had advanced alien technology, but they had something more important: creativity, resilience, and determination. The Erythians retreated, leaving the planet and the humans in peace for the moment. Aaron knew it was only temporary. The galaxy was full of conflicts, but he also knew that humans, underestimated for so long, could face even the greatest challenges and survive. As the sun set, painting the skies in shades of violet and gold, Aaron and Lyra stood together overlooking the clearing. "Your people inspire me," Lyra said softly, "not because of power, but because of heart. You have something that no machine, no weapon, no alien army can fully understand: the spark of humanity." Aaron smiled faintly. "We survive because we have to, and when we face the impossible, we find a way. That is what makes humans strong." Lyra nodded. "Then we must prepare. There are more threats coming, but together, humans and my kind, we can face them." Aaron looked up at the stars, feeling the weight of responsibility but also the thrill of adventure. Illyria 9 had tested them today and humans had prevailed. He knew that in the galaxy, Where alien civilizations underestimated humanity, that spark, the cleverness, courage, and heart, would always give humans a chance. And deep inside, a small memory stirred of dreams, of connection, and of a bond that would guide them through every challenge to come. The twin suns of Illyria 9 hung low in the sky, casting long, shifting shadows across the crystal forests. Captain Aaron Vale and his team prepared for the inevitable. The Erythians had retreated, but their presence was not gone. Aaron knew they would return, stronger and smarter. Humans had survived impossible odds before, and today would be no different. "Captain," Lyra said, her voice calm but serious, "they are gathering forces. We must prepare the planet's guardians and your team for the coming battle." Aaron nodded. He had faced many enemies in his life, but this was different. The Erythians had advanced technology, and Illyria 9 itself was alive, unpredictable, and testing them. Yet humans had something aliens often overlooked: adaptability, creativity, and courage. He divided his team into groups. Some worked to reinforce the energy traps that the planet naturally provided. Others studied the Guardians, learning how to guide them without causing harm. Aaron himself took the task of improvising strategies, using limited human technology combined with the natural properties of Illyria 9. Lyra moved among them, assisting, advising, and observing. "Humans think differently," she said quietly to Aaron. "You see possibilities where others see obstacles. That is why your species survives." Hours later, the first attack came. Erythian ships dropped from the sky, sleek and dangerous, their weapons firing beams of blue energy. Aaron's team had positioned themselves cleverly. Using reflective crystals, energy traps, and natural barriers, humans turned the battlefield into an obstacle course that confused the Erythians. Aaron ducked behind a crystalline outcrop as a blast exploded nearby. "Remember," he shouted to his team, "they have technology, but we have ingenuity." The human soldiers moved with precision, combining simple tools and quick thinking. One group redirected the Erythians' energy beams into a network of crystals, overloading the attackers' weapons. Another group used the forest paths to outflank the alien troops, striking where the Erythians least expected. Lyra guided the planet's guardians, enormous creatures of living crystal and light. They formed barriers, blocked enemy paths, and sometimes confronted the Erythians directly. It was a display of strength but also strategy. Humans and Illyria 9 were working together seamlessly, a combination the Erythians had not anticipated. Aaron realized that humans had always succeeded in similar ways. On Earth, humans had conquered deserts, oceans, and mountains not by brute force alone, but by using intelligence, teamwork, and creativity. Here on Illyria 9, those same traits were proving invaluable. The battle escalated. Erythian warships began dropping elite troops to the ground, but Aaron had anticipated this. He led a small team through hidden paths, using guerrilla tactics to strike at key enemy positions. Using the terrain, the guardians, and improvised traps, the humans forced the Erythians to retreat repeatedly. Lyra watched, impressed. "Your species does not rely on strength alone," she said. "You think, adapt, and act with courage. That is why humans are exceptional." Hours passed. The twin suns dipped below the horizon, and the sky darkened to a deep violet. The battlefield was filled with energy flashes, the sounds of alien weapons, and the hum of the guardians. Yet humans moved steadily, confident and precise. Finally, Aaron spotted the Erythian commander attempting to retreat with vital information. "We can't let them escape," he said. Using a combination of speed, clever traps, and Guardian's assistance, he cut off the commander. The alien surrendered, recognizing the human's intelligence and strategy. Aaron approached the fallen commander, his staff ready but his mind calm. "You underestimated humans," he said. "We are not just survivors. We are clever, adaptable, and brave. That is what makes us strong." Lyra appeared beside him. "And that is why your species will always endure," she said softly. "Not because of weapons or numbers, but because of heart, mind, and courage." With the Erythians retreating and the Guardians securing the planet, the battle was over. Illyria 9 was safe for now. Aaron's team regrouped, exhausted but victorious. They had faced a technologically superior enemy and won, not with alien weapons, but with human ingenuity and determination. That night, as the stars shimmered above Illyria 9, Aaron reflected on what had happened. Humans had once again proven that even in the face of impossible odds they could adapt, survive, and triumph. Illyria 9 had tested them, the Erythians had challenged them, but humanity's spark, creativity, courage, and heart had made all the difference. Lyra looked at him with admiration. "The galaxy will remember this," she said. "Humans are more than explorers. You are survivors, thinkers, and warriors of the spirit. That is why I came back to you." Aaron smiled faintly, feeling both pride and responsibility. The battle was won, but the galaxy was vast, full of unknown challenges. Yet humans had something that no alien could take away: their spirit. And deep inside, Aaron felt the same connection he had from the dreams years ago. Lyra's presence reminded him that even across stars and species, humans had a unique strength. They were capable of facing the impossible, of rising above danger, and of leaving their mark on the universe. Illyria 9's crystal forests reflected the victory, shimmering under the stars. And somewhere deep in the cosmos, the spark of humanity burned brighter than ever. The twin suns of Illyria 9 had long set, leaving the sky a deep violet sprinkled with stars. Captain Aaron Vale and his team sat on a plateau, overlooking the shimmering crystal forests. The battle with the Erythians was over. The guardians of the planet had returned to their silent watch, and peace, at least for now, had returned. Lyra stood beside Aaron, her violet eyes reflecting the starlight. "You did well," she said softly. "Humans always surprise me. Not with strength, but with heart. With cleverness. With courage." Aaron smiled faintly, feeling the exhaustion of the past days. He looked at the forests below, the rivers that glimmered in the moonlight and the mountains that rose like ancient guardians. "We survived," he said. "And we adapted. That's what humans always do. We face the impossible, and we find a way." Lyra nodded. "I have seen many species. Some are powerful, some are fast, some are intelligent. But humans endure. You think you create, you overcome. That is why I returned to you, Aaron. Not just to fight, but to remember. To remember what your kind can do." Aaron thought about her words. Memories stirred in his mind. The dreams of long ago. The strange girl with blue skin who had reached out to him across space and time. Now standing beside her, he realized those dreams had not been illusions. They had been a bridge, a connection. A reminder of the spark humans carry within. "Lyra," he said, "why me? Why did you choose to return to this experiment, this connection?" She smiled faintly, her voice carrying warmth. "Because humans are unique. In your dreams, you showed courage, curiosity, and determination. Even without knowing it, you proved that humans can face anything, adapt, and survive. I needed to see if that spark endured. And it has, stronger than ever." The team gathered around the campfire. Mara, Johnson, and the others were tired but smiling. The Erythians had been forced to retreat, and the humans' cleverness had turned the tide. Aaron felt pride swell in his chest. Humans had faced a far superior enemy and triumphed, not with alien technology but with intelligence, courage, and teamwork. Lyra placed her hand on the edge of the fire, watching the flames dance. "The galaxy will underestimate humans," she said, "and that will always be your advantage. You see possibilities where others see obstacles. You adapt where others freeze. That is why humans will endure, and that is why I will always remember this moment." Aaron looked at the stars, feeling the weight of everything that had happened. Illyria 9 had tested them. The Erythians had challenged them, and yet humans had prevailed. He realized that humans were not just explorers, not just soldiers, not just survivors. They were thinkers, innovators, and warriors of spirit. That spark, the combination of heart, mind, and courage, was what set them apart. "Lyra," Aaron said quietly, "what happens next? Will your people return? Will the Erythians come back?" She looked at him thoughtful. "Perhaps. The galaxy is vast and threats never end. But now humans and my kind have a bond. Together we can face what comes. Your species is capable of more than you realize." Aaron nodded. He thought about the future, the countless stars humans would explore, the unknown challenges waiting on distant planets, and the allies they might find in the galaxy. Humans had always survived, and wherever the impossible appeared, humans would rise to meet it. Lyra reached out, touching Aaron's arm lightly. "Remember this, human. It is not power alone that makes a difference. It is courage, ingenuity, and heart. That is why I came back to you. That is why I will always remember you." Aaron smiled, feeling a deep sense of purpose. The dreams of the past, the struggles of the present, and the possibilities of the future all came together. Humans had a spark that no alien, no machine, no obstacle could take away. That spark would guide them, inspire them, and help them survive in the vast universe. The team began to prepare their shuttle for departure, but Aaron lingered a moment longer, looking at Lyra and the stars above. He knew this was not the end, it was a beginning. Humans and aliens, dreams and reality, courage and wisdom, all connected in ways that could shape the galaxy. As the shuttle lifted off, the crystal forests below shimmered in the starlight. Aaron felt a quiet pride. Humans had faced the impossible and prevailed. Humans had adapted, endured, and inspired. And somewhere deep in the cosmos, their spark burned brighter than ever. Lyra stood on the plateau watching the humans leave. She whispered softly, more to herself than to anyone else. The galaxy will remember this. Humans are more than survivors. They are remarkable. Aaron looked back one last time at the planet, at the alien beauty who had changed his life, and at the stars stretching endlessly above. He knew that whatever came next, humans would rise. Because humans always adapt, humans always endure. And humans leave their mark on the universe.